Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. One data set of 26 integers is summarized in the histogram shown. For the histogram, the first interval represents the frequency of integers greater than or equal to 70 but less than 75. The second interval represents the frequency of integers greater than or equal to 75 but less than 80 and so on. What is the largest possible value of the median? Okay, using the given information, we have to find the largest possible value of the median. Okay, when I consider the first interval over here, so here we have values from 70 to 74 because all the values in the given data are integers, and according to the information in the first interval, we have the values greater than or equal to 70 but less than 75. So the integer value we have in this interval can be equal to 70 or it has to be less than 75. So from 70 to 74 we can consider the first interval. In the second interval we can consider the values from 75 to 79 because it can be equal to 75 but less than 80 according to the stuff over here. The same thing we have to consider for each interval over here. Okay, now whenever I want to find a median for a data, what I have to do is first I have to arrange the values and the data in ascending order. That is from least to greatest. Okay, here in the given histogram, already the integers, the 26 integers have been arranged from least to greatest, that is 70 to 100. Okay, here in the first interval, that is from 70 to 74, we have 5 integers. And from 75 to 79, we have 3 integers. And here we have 5. And here we have 2, here we have 7, here we have 4. Okay, 5 positive 3 is 8, 8 positive 5 is 13, 13 positive 2 15, 15 positive 7 22, 22 positive 4, 22 integers are there. Okay, here the values are arranged in ascending order. Okay, now to get the median, what we have to do is we have to use a formula that is n positive 1 divided by 2. Okay, here n represents a number of values in the data. In the given data, there are 26 integers. There is 26 values. We have to plug in this 26 for n. Then we get 26 positive 1 divided by 2. Then I'm getting 27 over 2, that is equal to 13.5. So that is the 13.5th value is the median. Okay, how do you have to get the 13.5th value? For that, what we have to do is we have to find the average of the 13th value and 14th value. Let me write the stuff over here. Okay, here when I find the average of the 13th value and the 14th value in the given histogram, that is the median. And also, according to the question, we have to get the largest possible value of the median. So now what we have to do is we have to get the maximum of the 13th value and also the maximum of the 14th value. Then when we find the average of the maximum of the 13th value and the maximum of the 14th value, so that will give the largest possible value of the median. Okay, first let's identify the interval where we get the 13th value. Okay, here we have the first 5 values in the interval 70 to 74. The next 3 values in the interval 75 to 79. So we have the first 8 values from 70 to 79. Then we have the 9th value, 10th value, 11th value, 12th value, 13th value. So that is the next 5 values in the interval 80 to 84. Okay, here clearly the 13th value is in this interval, and in this interval the maximum value is 84. So now we have to get the 84 as a maximum of 13th value. So the maximum of 13th value is 84. Okay, now let's consider the 14th value in the given histogram. Okay, here we have the first 13 values from the interval, from the value 70 to 84. So we have 2 values over here in this interval from 85 to 89. That is 14th value and 15th value. Okay, in this interval, the maximum value is 89. So now to get the maximum of 14th value, we can consider the maximum values in this interval, that is 89. So the maximum of 14th value is 89. Now we got the maximum of the 13th value and maximum of the 14th value. Let's find average of these two. When I find average of these two, I am getting 86.5. So this is the largest possible value of the median.